P stands for peptidyl site and E stands for exit site. And where are these sites present? They are present in the smaller subunit. I think all of you know about smaller and larger subunit, right? So what is in prokaryotes? How is the ribosome made? It is 70S. 70S has larger subunit 50S, smaller subunit 30S. Okay, so this is your 30S subunit. Is it clear? All of you understood? I am talking about, in your syllabus you have only prokaryotic translation. There is no eukaryotic translation. It's the same process is same, initiation, elongation, but the factors are more. Like you'll have so many proteins which are involved in the process. That's not there for your syllabus. Okay. So this is your mRNA. Okay. This is your 5' to 3' mRNA, and this is your amino acyl. I didn't write that. Okay, sorry. A site is amino acyl binding site, amino acyl tRNA binding site, amino acyl tRNA binding site. Okay, so first try to understand this. You have your, imagine this is your mRNA, okay, and this is your ribosome. The mRNA and ribosome will get bind to each other. This is the first step, okay, and you have a factor called initiation factor 3, okay. It will go and bind to the smaller subunit, okay. IF stands for initiation factors. Okay, a initiation factor called IF3 binds to the smaller 30S subunit. Can anyone tell me why it goes and binds to the smaller 30S subunit? To prevent the binding of 50S. Okay, still the initiation is complete. No, the larger subunit should not come and bind because the tRNA cannot get in, or the initiation is not complete. Only after initiation is complete, the 50S subunit has to come and bind. Okay, so write down IF3, initiation factor 3, binds to the smaller subunit, to prevent binding of the larger subunit until initiation is completed. IF stands for until initiation is Any doubts here? Still here. Next you have IF2. IF2 will go and bind to the A site. Okay, it's like story, one after the other you have to remember. Okay, IF3 binds to small subunit, that is small 30S subunit. Okay, then you have your IF2 binds to A site. Why it binds to A site? So that it prevents the binding of the first tRNA to the A site. Okay, I'll repeat, write down. IF2 binds to A site. IF2 binds to A site to prevent the binding of tRNA to A site. And put it as first tRNA, to prevent the binding of the first tRNA to the A site. To prevent the binding of the first tRNA to the A site. All of you understood still here? Can you tell me what is the first amino acid? Methionine, right? So here in the P site on the mRNA you will have AUG. So what will be the tRNA? tRNA will look like this. Methionine. Okay, I'm just drawing for the purpose. Okay, and this methionine will join with an initiation factor 1 and it will need a GTP, energy in the form of GTP. What is GTP? Guanosine triphosphate. It is an substitute for ATP. ATP and GTP gives the same amount of energy. So you can see what is IF1. IF1 role is bringing the tRNA to the P site. So if the codon is AUG, can you tell me what will be the anticodon?
It will be the initial stop codon.
Listen to me carefully. The codon here is AUG. What will be the anticodon on tRNA? Very good. UAC. A, U. U, A, G, C. Yesterday's class. Okay. So how is the mRNA and tRNA binding? Via codon-anticodon interaction. Never forget this. Where is anticodon present? Where is anticodon present? tRNA. Where is codon present? mRNA. These are all basics. Again I repeat, where is anticodon present? tRNA. Where is codon present? mRNA. The anticodon on tRNA base pairs with codon on mRNA. Is it clear? And this first tRNA, always remember, first tRNA will always bind to the P site. Why? Because on the A site you have another initiation factor that is bound. So that will prevent the binding of the first tRNA to the A site. After that all tRNA will bind only to the A site. First tRNA binds to the P site. Okay, I'll show you that bonding. Now I'll just draw the tRNA like this. UAC. What is the amino acid is this carrying? Methionine. So there will be base pairing, hydrogen bonding. Base pairing is hydrogen bonding. I think all of you know that. Between A and T there is 2 bonds. Between G and C there is 3 bonds. Okay. This completes initiation. Now what will happen is the initiation factors will leave. Okay. And you will have the 50s subunit coming and binding. Okay. Minus all the initiation factors. No initiation factors will be there. Okay, this is called as 70S initiation complex. Okay, understood. I will repeat. Listen to me carefully. So first you have your ribosome. Ribosome has 3 sites: E site, P site and A site. I'll tell you what is exit site, what is A site in the next one, elongation. Okay. E stands for exit, P stands for peptidyl and A stands for amino acyl acceptor site. Okay. So then you have the mRNA is bound to the 30S subunit, and to the 30S subunit you have a factor called initiation factor 3 which binds. What is the function of IF3? It prevents the binding of the larger subunit. Okay. Then you have your IF2. IF2 will go and bind to the A site so that the tRNA does not bind to the A site. To prevent the binding of tRNA to A site, yes, you have your IF2. Then you have your charged tRNA. I think all of you know what is charged tRNA. tRNA carrying a amino acid is called charged tRNA. Okay, charged tRNA along with initiation factor 1 and GTP binds to the P site. Always remember the first tRNA binds to the P site along with GTP. So this is initiated complex. Okay. Now what will happen? The larger subunit will come and bind. Okay. It is going to form the 70S initiation complex. Is it clear? All of you understood what initiation is before we move on to elongation. Okay. Make a note of it. Anything you have left. Done? Can we proceed? Yeah. Next we'll talk about elongation. Okay, elongation has many steps. First I'll write down the steps, then explain. Where will the second tRNA bind? First tRNA P site, second tRNA A site. Obviously A site. Okay, these are the different sub steps in elongation. The first step, imagine if this is your ribosome. This is your mRNA. I'm drawing it little bigger. So you have your E site, P site, A site, and you have your 50s subunit. Okay, this is 30s. All of you are with me? All of you are following? Please concentrate. You have this 50s subunit. Okay, so the first tRNA is bound here. That is methionine. Okay, this is what we studied previously. Okay, so the